moving on to Ubisoft. Ubisoft, I'm gonna go ahead and start this. Stop hiring Aisha Tyler. She can't host. I love Aisha Tyler. I think she does fantastic comedy. I think she does fantastic voice work. She can't host. Terrible host. Probably one of the worst hosts. Period. Like, God. She's so forced.
What do you mean?
I hate it too, because I love Aisha Tyler, but she's not a good host. At all. What do you think? What happened?
Well, I think Ubisoft had the worst press conference of the night.
Jason Derulo.
Actually, I thought Ubisoft, not the night. I think Ubisoft had the worst press conference of all companies, period.
Really?
It was worse than PC, and I didn't even watch PC to see if it sucked.
Like, I think Aisha Taylor just isn't, like...
Not even
like,
just because of her. I mean, there's a lot of reasons,
like,
but
no, it's like what me and Christian said. It's what the script was. It's not her.
Yeah, it's not her, it's the script.
Although I'm starting to slightly believe that's not true.
Also, the fact that torturing is illegal, but yet they allowed her to talk about memes.
Oh my God, how
What?
disrespectful was that towards that cosplayer? Holy shit.
I don't even know if it was like disrespectful. I just consider it like, like to me, I'm just like, this guy is very uncomfortable right now.
It's really disrespectful because like those people who put a lot of work into their cosplays, and that guy put a lot of work into his cosplay, to just say like, hey, you're a meme, like no.
Hey, you're a cosplayer. Fuck me, right? Memes.
Right. Yeah,
wow, that's 10 out of 10 humor.
People put a lot of work into those. Like there's sewing, building. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh shit!
So it's just
I forgot about why Bethesda was the best. Because Todd Phillips was there.
Todd Phillips was a really good
Back
speaker.
to Ubisoft.
Anyway, back to Ubisoft. So they have a South Park sequel, and I'm actually really excited for it because Stick of Truth was fantastic. I thought it was great. And this one's actually got a really funny name, and it's South Park, The Fractured Butthole. And I have child humor, and I think that's hilarious. I love Trey Parker and Matt Stone because they were just
I
like...
I love how it was like... I love how everyone thought it was just Stick of Truth 2, and then they were like, wait a minute, this is the wrong game. And then they switched their Coon and Friends costume, and they're like, I was like, oh, that's adorable.
I love it, and I really like how they're like, so why did you guys decide to make a different second game? They're like, because we actually know how to make games now. Yeah. Like, you could tell they were just kind of like, yeah. Like, they kind of didn't want to be there. They were just like, we have to be here. Like, we're happy we're making this game, but we'd rather be, you know,
making more
working on the game. What do you think? What about Andrew?
I don't watch South Park.
Yeah, did you not play Stick of Truth?
I don't watch South Park.
No, so you didn't. Okay. That makes sense.
It's
So
probably
let's
gonna be
move
great,
on.
But,
Yeah. So let's move on to fucking For Honor? Dude.
Alright, so
whoever-
first off, you have this fucking guy they picked up off the street with a fucking cane. He's fucking like waddling down E3 and he's like,
Are you ready for combat? Like, I'm
then,
not
like,
even sure. They just
and
picked
like
up
this guy looks like
God.
fucking Eris meets like Eris, like your grandfather. It's God, he's awesome. And then he's just like, battle! I'm just like,
Okay, I have a conspiracy. I seriously think that the guy who actually made this game is just like some fedora-wearing neckbeard who's really fat and just always tucks in polo shirt and khaki shorts and wears sandals and socks. And I mean, we can't get this guy to present this game. And they're just looking out the window while they're driving to E3 and they see this old guy. And he's just like talking about medieval swords and shit. And they're like, you're perfect. They showed him like 20 minutes. I'm like, I don't know what this is, but better! We're like, you're great.
like that guy is
Real
why.
talk. Like, if there was ever a guy you'd want as the creative fucking director and game design director on a medieval sword project, I'd want a guy who has a limp, a kick-ass medieval style cane, and a beard as intense as that. Like, you have not
looking like a Merlin.
casting has never been so perfect. That guy was godlike, and the game looked really fun. I heard a lot of people saying it was just going to be a Chivalry clone. That game, in terms of play, looked nothing like Chivalry.
Now,
So-
that's what I was talking to Reno.
so,
like, at first, I was like, this looks a lot like Chivalry. Just on instant looks, I was like, this looks a lot like Chivalry.
Yeah, but then they showed
And
the
then they
gameplay,
had, like,
and you realize, oh, wait, no.
this is kind of like a weird, like, I thought, the way I looked at it, it's like a combination of Dynasty Warriors, Bushido Blade, and Chivalry.
It's going to
First
be a
off,
fucking
the guy
fighting
fucking
game.
comes up.
It's gonna be
Sorry.
hype.
Okay, so like, he comes up and he's like, so we got a new genre for you, and we're just like, fuck, what the fuck is this shit? Like, since when the fucking Ubisoft create genres?
Like, I was
Ubisoft.
like,
And then,
I told
and then-
Reno, I'm like, you can't just say that. Like,
yeah,
you got,
you really can't just say that and like not show us. And
Are
then he
you
showed
ready
us-
for combat?
And then
Oh.
he showed us, and then I was like, wow,
you actually did make a new genre.
I've never
Calm down.
seen a game like this.
I was like, calm down, man. Fuck, you actually did make a new genre.
So then, like, oh
When
my
are we
god,
gonna
like,
have For Honor
that
Evo?
guy is why I consider like that whole segment is why I consider Ubisoft not the worst.
But For Honor is going to be at EVO 2016.
Probably. It'd be hype.
That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Anno 2020 2205. I've played Anno 2205. That's not a new game. It's been
Yeah.
out for a while.
I was talking to Christian and he said I know that. I was like, wait, what? He was like, yeah, I played it already.
Yeah, I played it. It's a decent. It's like Tropico. That's really the
I
best way
thought,
to
they
put it.
announced it. I thought that was like a sequel to the last game in the series, though.
Is it? I don't know.
It was like 22 something something. Pretty sure it's a new game in the series. Regardless, that game looked really interesting.
I mean, it's interesting, but I'm just telling. Yeah, it's the sixth game of the Anno series.
Yeah, I mean, I've played the one of the Anno games. It was on the Steam sale, and I played it for a couple weeks with some buddies. Didn't get
Yeah,
too
20
into it or anything like that, but it was a really fun game, and I could see why that is a successful series because it's a lot of fun.
It's similar to Tropico, basically. It's like Tropico in the future.
Yeah,
It's-
basically, and you could go to the moon. It's really cool. I'm definitely excited for that game, and it was a good trailer. It was a good gameplay demo. It was really, really awesome.
Okay. So, let's talk about. Do you guys? I want to save their best one for last, in my opinion. Wildlands. I want to say Wildlands for last. Let's save that for last.
Yeah,
That was the last thing they showed.
Yeah. What do you guys think about?
Wait,
Yeah,
yeah, that okay, yeah. Okay.
Let's talk about Siege's co-op.
which was hype.
It looked like a lot
I'm
of fun.
heavily excited.
It was
for
really
Siege.
cool because like it was just
Breaking
that was
down walls.
Ubisoft's best idea ever to just have a group of Rainbow Six players, just like an actual team, come up on stage and just try it out. And if they fail, then they fail. If they succeed, then they succeed.
Like, and everybody.
Yeah,
wants
I
to talk
actually
about-
heard like on
Yeah.
Twitter they were talking about how like they failed it before and like the girl that's behind it like she really like made it difficult.
Yo, also she was a cutie too.
she was very attractive.
Not as cute as the Unraveled guy, but she was damn close.
She was.
But,
I was like,
I was really happy to see that like they could have failed it and they almost did.
Yeah, that was just like that was a brilliant idea to just have a situation where if they failed, that would have been how the demo went. Like you would have seen them fail. If they succeed, well, they succeeded. Cool. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked super hard and super interesting. A lot of people who were kind of bashing it because they didn't really understand Rainbow Six. They didn't understand why they had to call out so many things and why they had to take it more
The
slowly
originals,
and actually like
like,
organize and stuff. That's
yeah.
just the Tom Clancy style of game, and Rainbow Six
Yeah,
is
a lot of
special.
people-
That's how
Like-
it was until
it's
Vegas.
right and
like,
wrong.
Let's face it, in Vegas. Like in Vegas was a lot more fast-paced, but the original ones were a lot more slower, and they were more tactical. While the
Like even Vegas was pretty like
yeah, it was
tactical. It was just by Rainbow Six standards, it was definitely faster.
Oh yeah.
But that's just like a lot of people were skeptical and a lot of people were hating on it. That's just how Rainbow Six plays. It's not for everyone. It doesn't try to be for everyone. It's definitely serving that niche for someone who wants more methodical, tactical gameplay in their shooter.
I'm getting that shit. I
It
love
looks
Rainbow
awesome.
Six.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up.
Hyped.
And then they also showed off the Division's multiplayer, which, again, that trailer made it sound like the coolest thing on the face of the earth.
And
but we all
then-
know that every single survival game that tries to have some kind of in-game political agenda style multiplayer ends up being the same thing. Everyone's gonna turn on each other 100% of the time. No one's gonna work together, and everything's always gonna be PvP.
There's only one. No, there's one exception. Rust. Rust, for some reason, is the only one that works. Why?
Not really.
No idea. I swear to God, I played Rust the other day.
From what I've played, not really. It's mostly just people either A, just doing stupid shit and not really playing the game,
because there's nothing to do.
or B, they work together until they like get a certain point in the tech tree and then they just turn on each other because the game is so horribly designed that you have to work together to get to that point in the tech tree.
And to me, that's so sad because Face Punch did something great with Gary's mod, and then they just kind of.
Which, I mean, Division, who knows? Maybe the game will come out and Division will actually have some really awesome stuff like they showed in the trailer, and it will actually be a really engaging mode, but it probably won't happen.
What it needs for that kind of thing to survive are literal full-time administrators. Otherwise, it won't work.
Well, it needs dynamic events within the Dark Zones. So that way, you know, like occasionally you'll just come across this huge threat of NPC enemies that turn it into a situation where it's like, oh, well, we were just fighting each other as a fire team, but now there's this huge threat, and we kind of have to work together because maybe if we wipe each other out, the survivor will be able to win this fight, but it's going to be close. You know, They need to have punishments for death to make it sound like if you're in a situation where PvE might become a necessity, like I just mentioned, to where it's like, okay, if I die, yeah, I might actually lose like a significant amount of progress. Not, I'll die, I'll just respawn, whatever, I could care less. Two, they need to make resources limited, because when resources aren't limited, you get stuff like DayZ and Infestation Survivor Stories and Warzy and all that other shit.
You need like
the H1Z1 or whatever the hell it was called.
You need a reason. Like, there's no reason to survive.
Exactly. Like when supplies end up being way too.
I really hated how
bountiful.
He killed everyone at the end of the trailer. I hated that so much.
That was just part of the cinematic.
That angered me.
It was fantastic. I hope it ends up being like that, and it definitely can be done correctly, and I hope to God they do it correctly, because that would be amazing. That would blow my mind, and I would play it all the time. But I'm definitely not holding out hope. Especially considering when the game first was announced, and last year, it continually gets downgraded visually and in terms of what's going on in the game, so I feel like by the time it finally comes out, there won't be a game at all. But that's just me being overly cynical about Ubisoft at that point. They also talked about the new Assassin's Creed. Unless you guys have something to say about Division.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's there. I liked it.
It's there.
I wish there was more to it.
I don't really care about Assassin's Creed, to be completely honest with you. Never really liked them. Shit opinions.
A lot of Assassin's Creed fans are really excited for it. I definitely am, but we have not seen gameplay yet.
Basically.
We've only seen 2 more pre-rendered trailers at E3, one of them which we saw later in another conference. But even Unity got its gameplay reveal at E3.
So let's talk about the big one, motherfucking
Just Dance 2016 live streaming music, baby! Yeah. I'm sorry, did you want to talk about something not important?
I guess so.
Boy, Jason Derulo!
I don't, like, this random guy comes up and starts fucking singing.
I was like, dude, I was talking to Reno while that was happening. Like, this guy cannot sing.
Can't sing and he's bad at flirting.
Like that was the issue with that whole section. Is they're like, we want to show you something brand new with Just Dance. Take a look, and then it was a live performance. I was like, oh, that tells us nothing about the game. And then the whole thing that they announced.
I felt like I was watching the Pele thing again, and I was looking back. I was like, when the fuck is this over? Oh
Basically.
My god.
Except at least, I don't know. Then their whole announcement for Just Dance was, hey, we have a streaming service to where you'll be able to stream hundreds of songs.
Could have sworn that was a thing already, but it wasn't.
Right? That's what I was like. I thought that was a thing, and they're like,
yeah, I could have swore Ubisoft already did that in a previous Just Dance. Maybe they talked about wanting to or something.
I was like,
but anyways, it's actually happening now, and that should probably be really cool for people who want to shell out a subscription fee. Which, I wonder how many casual Just Dance fans really want to pay like $15, $20 a month for songs. I'm
But
sure
they
that'll
have
go
the
over
answer,
great, guys.
Like,
Yeah.
Gonna crash and burn. Ubisoft's an idiot. Now we can talk about the big stuff.
Ghost Recon Wildlands! That shit is awesome!
that was really
My dick.
cool.
My dick, yeah.
The cinematics
it's-
were really cool.
I like the way that you could take. It was funny. Me and Reno were talking, and like every way they showed you could do it, I was like, there's like one way for each of us to do this. I was like that long range sniping during the day. I'm like, that's Andrew. And Reno was like, oh look, stealth. I'm like, that's Reno. Straight up balls to the wall ambush. Hi, that is me. Hello, friends.
It looks cool. I'm gonna be the Maverick. Did not give me anything to get excited for immensely. In a world where the same company has already been talking about an open world Tom Clancy game, The Division, I don't get why they just decided to show us a trailer and then not talk about it at all. Like, if you want, like, Ubisoft just is teaching the class. They are literally in a college right now. They are at every college in the United States. They have a developer there talking about how to make people forget about your big announcements. 101. They could not have done the Wildland. Maybe if they talked about it and they had a developer come out and say what's going to be so cool and what's going to set this apart from Division and why this game's going to be super unique within a day and age where everything's an open world MMO pseudo thing, but they didn't. And now, as far as I'm concerned, this is just a shooting game that has open world aspects. Never seen that before. I have nothing to go on. It looks super interesting, but it's interesting. I don't know anything about it, and I can't get hyped for it.
I can feel it.
Definitely not a bad thing, but Ubisoft really dropped the ball on that one.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good point. I get
But,
you. I feel you.
Those announcements are not the only thing we forgot about.
We forgot the biggest thing.
We're gonna get to that.
I feel like we're all talking about because Christian had a different idea on what the biggest thing was. And I feel like I'm gonna have a different idea from what Reno says.
I thought the biggest thing was Wildlands. I don't know what the fuck you're talking.
I mean, maybe
In
for you it
Ubisoft's
is.
conference?
Which, if that's what your biggest thing was, then awesome. What's Reno's biggest thing?
I'm confused.
Man, we already talked about it. It was Rainbow Six.
Oh, Siege was your biggest thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my biggest thing was Trackmania.
Oh
I
yeah,
forgot about Trackmania.
Trackmania was hyped. Man.
Trackmania looks so awesome. That was my favorite thing from their conference, hands down.
Oh yeah, it looks sick.
I never played a Trackmania game before up until E3 last week. I didn't even know that Trackmania was a series, but you're damn right I know about it now. I'm super excited for that game.
That game looks sick. You
It
can get
has
them on Steam.
leaderboards.
Oh yeah, it has leaderboards and all kinds of stuff.
It has huge time trial. The tracks look immensely fun. It looks it looks fun.
So in your opinion, Andrew, do you think it's another case like EA where it was like
like
when they had you, they
Trackmania.
had you, but when they dropped it, they dropped it?
Yeah, but unlike EA, they didn't have me nearly as much. There were like two Rainbow Six Siege. Like I'm talking about when they like actually had me. Like a few of their games, like Wildlands, interested me, but they didn't have me. You know, like I wasn't gonna be like, oh wow, I can't wait. You know, I feel like I actually got enough of my fill to be able to go out and make a pre-order if I was into pre-ordering. Like Siege, I
mean,
saw
I'm
enough of that.
definitely gonna
I would make a
pre-order Rainbow
pre-order
Six Siege.
if I made
I'm
pre-orders on
definitely
games,
gonna
I
be
would.
pre-ordering the Wild White, whatever.
Yeah, like Trackmania, if I was into pre-orders, I would go out and pre-order that. But for the most part, there was just nothing there that
I
interested
can feel
me.
you. I can feel you.
When they grabbed me, yeah, they grabbed me really hard, but they did not grab me often enough.
All right.
But
I can feel you.
I don't know if you noticed, but Rainbow Six Siege comes with Vegas 1 and 2.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So I guess grades. I want to go first this time. Fuck you guys. I'm gonna give it a C.
I'm giving it a 6 out of 10.
I'm giving it a C+. Only because I don't know why. I really like Rainbow Six Siege.
I kind of had.
I'm
the
probably
same
gonna
thought.
like get
Yeah.
super into that.
It's pretty much Siege, Wildlands, and it's like when they had me, but when they dropped, man, they dropped. Like they started off really strong, and then they kind of.
Basically.
So let's talk about. I'm pretty sure Andrew's favorite conference.
Okay.